Right.
And we have that technical issue resolved there. Just a bit of an issue with James Hubbard's board, but he has the darts now in leg 8, and it's an important leg for James. He needs this to force a decider, which we saw yesterday between these two players. We saw the 9th leg shootout, which Diogo Portela was victorious. And you make him favourite here because he has the darts, but he'll be keen to get it done
60.
in this leg. After this game, Andy Jenkins renews rivalries with Aaron Monk. That brings us to our halfway stage here in the Icons of Darts Live League.
180.
Portela hits his first max of the match, and he's got James Hubbard on the ropes here.
100.
Just a ton for James. Probably not enough.
$56.
Taylor slightly lets James off the hook.
91.
Picks off a treble 18 his last dart. Important dart for James. But back on for Taylor. He's played well at the back end of this match, Diogo.
139.
And he's going to be first to a finish. And this would be for the match.
43.
And James only leaves a 149. Portela has a decent cushion. He's gone in treble 11. So he needs one for double 16. And this is
34.
for the match. He misses, but he'll be confident of coming back unless James Hubbard can produce a bit of magic. 149. He's not going to. He'll be disappointed because he worked hard to break and lead 3-2, and he hasn't really found anything from that stage in the match. Diogo Portela to record a second win over James Hubbard in consecutive days. And James Hubbard goes down again to Diogo Portela by 5 legs to 3. Hubbard led 3-2, but then really couldn't find any scoring power from there. And Diogo Portela took encouragement. He took the last 3 legs and he closes out victory by 5 legs to 3. He's off and running today in day 2 of Icons Live League of Darts this week. And coming up next, we see Aaron Monk and Andy Jenkins renew their rivalry. fifth game of this session. Aaron Monk and Andy Jenkins, who both recorded one victory each. We saw Aaron Monk impressively deal with Jenkins and Paul Nicholson of the Icon of Darts Live League this week. Aaron Monk with a barrage of 180. Hubbard had the scoring power. His finishing was a bit patchy at times, but a match average was impressive. This is a different test. Andy Jenkins, and we're about to get underway here. Aaron Monk is first to throw for the bullseye.
25.
He hits a 20. So Andy Jenkins going to respond with. Now Jenkins' turn to throw for the bullseye. Just a quick recap on what we've seen. We've seen Paul Nicholson defeat Diogo 5-3. Aaron Monk, that game I'm talking about just then, defeat James Hubbard 5-3. Andy Jenkins winning in the last leg decider against Paul Nicholson 5-4. And we've just seen Diogo Portela register his first win of the day against James Hubbard. And 25. Aaron Monk and Andy Jenkins just about to get underway. And following this match, we welcome back Paul Nicholson and James Hubbard. Still plenty of action 25. To come here on dartshop.tv. Of course, a night of the darts gets underway at 6 p.m. tonight. Kicking things off, world champion in 2015, Scott 25. Mitchell takes on Icon of Darts Live League winner from week 1, David Evans.
That's outside.
Yeah, a few attempts. Aaron Monk it is to get us underway. He wins the ball.
Time.
Start of a turn. Andy Jenkins started his first match with a 180. Can he repeat that feat here? No.
58.
These two were involved in one of the comedy moments on the PDC Tour in 2012 when we played a pro tour out in Austria. Andy Jenkins beat Aaron Monk 6-5 on the last leg decider, and Aaron went back to his seat frustrated and fell backwards out the seat and proceeded to be looked at by the whole
60.
Whole of the field playing in the event. It was one of those moments you look back on and we laugh now, but at the time Aaron wasn't a happy boy. These two have played a lot in the past on the PDC Tour.
140.
Yes, both based in the Hampshire area. They play a lot of these local events. They still play them week in, week out.
Time.
Aaron won 3 of the 4 meetings last week against Andy Jenkins. In the one he lost, 59. He had parts to win. So he had the measure of Andy last week. He whitewashed him 5-0 on one occasion with an impressive performance. Aaron's second overall, but he was tied on points with Andy Jenkins. So those wins against Jenks proved important.
77, 87, 93.
93 scored there for Aaron to leave 48. Andy Jenkins 144. He's got a chance. Double 12.
Going in 3.
He finds it. Big finish from Andy Jenkins. Importantly, a breaker throw in the opening leg. 144. I keep harping on Andy Jenkins' finishing stats have been impressive, and it's because of shots like that.
$100. Time.
Andy Jenkins. His best run in a world championship was a semi-final in 07 where he lost out to Barneveld. We often see him on our screens around October time, trending on Twitter and Facebook.
Time.
That's when we play in Dublin, the double in, double out, and they show a clip of his last leg against Mark Dudbridge.
137.
I'll have to remind Andy about that one. Mark Dudbridge took 10 darts to start and still won the leg against Andy Jenks' throw.
80.
So Sorry for bringing that up, and
99. $62.
So 105. I've seen a 144 from Andy. This is an easier finish. He's got 48 left. Double 16 for a 2-leg lead.
Came in 3.
This is impressive from Andy Jenkins, and this is what he's done in the few weeks of the Icon of Darts live leagues. His finishing has been pretty spot on. He's the best finisher in the Icon of Darts live league, and he's proven it here. And as well as winning a leg for Andy, it hurts your opponent as well.
81.
Aaron Monk will be frustrated at being 2 legs to 0 down. So on both occasions, he was on a finish. 59 in that leg. He was on a double in the first leg. But he's just got to keep chipping away. Tell himself that Andy isn't going to take these big finishes out all game. We did see David Evans hit 3 ton-plus finishes in 3 legs last night. Andy Jenkins looking to emulate that.
60. $100.
Aaron Monk, we saw in the World Championships over Christmas, lost out to Jose Justicia. Didn't get going at all and was comfortably beaten.
Time.
I haven't seen Andy Jenkins at the World Championships 2012.
$72.
It was hard done by in 2013. He missed out on the World Championships by £50. Some freak results going against him. Stuart Kellett losing to Mark Dudbridge. Mark Dudbridge pinched Andy Jenkins' spot, but then Ricky Evans came from 4-1 down to beat Michael Van Gerwen, which then forced Andy Jenkins into the qualifiers the next day. He then got all the way to the final game and lost again. It was a weekend of heartbreak for Andy Jenkins. Aaron's missed a chance here, and this could be a 3rd leg on the spin for Andy. He's been finishing well. Bull for double 8. Last start double 8 for a 3-leg lead. He finds it, and he's punishing Aaron Monk as we speak. Great spell of finishing. Andy Jenkins has thrown 4 darts at a double and converted with 3 of them, and he's importantly got 2 breaks for throw.
60.
He's in command of this match. He's in command of the league phase on day 2 if he closes out victory here.
96. $190.
Andy Jenks finds his first 180 of the match.
Time.
This is a good performance from Andy.
97. $85. $82.
Yeah, picks off the treble the last dart. That's fine. He'll be back for that score of 82 for a 4-leg lead.
Time.
The way Andy's finishing, you don't see Aaron coming back. Tops for 4-0.
42.
So this would be a finish to get Aaron going in this game, and he can do to Andy what Andy's done to him. Take a ton-plus finish out when your opponent's on a double, and he's going to get a dart. Tops for 3-1.
Time.
And you can see that he's frustrated. He just pulled it low. He's actually played okay, but Andy hasn't let him get away with any errors, and he hasn't on this occasion. Andy Jenks is 1 away from a clean sweep here against Aaron Monk.
Time. $100.
We saw Andy Jenkins surrender a 4-1 lead against James Hubbard yesterday. Can't see him surrendering a 4-0 lead, especially the way he's playing here. He won't be worried He's a bit behind in this leg. He's got a cushion, and it is on the Aaron Monk darts.
Yeah, 26.
Yeah, and Aaron, for
60.
the first time in this match, really has some breathing space.
99.
So 6 darts, gets first leg on the board at 201.
180.
And just hits the 180. He doesn't switch. It's a little sign of frustration from Aaron Monk. He's actually played okay.
134.
Just no mistake he's made has gone unpunished.
Five.
And he misses. We've seen a 144. And he'll go the same way. Obviously, 2 trebles for double 11 on this occasion. I
43.
think we'd have seen him switch had he got the first treble. But Aaron Monk now, surely, to get his first leg on the board. He finds it. 16 dart hold, but he's got a lot of work to do.
$59. Ton.
10 for Aaron. And if there's another visit without a treble here from Andy, Aaron will look to pounce.
97.
Only 97. So what's Aaron got?
40.
That gives Aaron a lead. Just got to take one leg at a time.
140.
Andy comes back with a 140 of his own.
Ton.
Aaron first to a finish. In a must-win leg. Well, 4 must-win
100.
legs. This is the first of 4. He's not going to take the 161.
92.
92 score. Takes him down to 69. But Andy Jenkins looking for his 3rd 10-plus finish of the match to clinch the match.
97.
He leaves double 4, but will he come back? Treble 15, maybe, or treble 19 for Aaron. Tops to stay alive in this match. And he just falls low. And is that his last chance in this matchup? Double 2 for Andy.
Yeah, well done. 4.
Match dart missed from Andy, so a reprieve for Aaron Monk. Errors creeping in here.
Game and 1.
Aaron keeps this match alive. Closes the gap to 4-2.
$60.
60 to start off. Aaron's clawed back 2 legs here. This leg is on his dart. He can get within 1. That will add pressure to Andy Jenkins. As a player, it's not great still being on the board when you've had match dart. You feel you should be off it, and it's hard to play on sometimes. So Andy's got to stay focused.
$140.
Jenks fires in on 140. He started this leg well. Good adjustment from Aaron. He finds a 140 of his own. He did well legs. That first start didn't leave a lot of the treble 20 bed.
140.
And Jenks with the 140 is second in this leg. He's applying all the pressure, and Aaron Monk.
45.
He can't adjust this time. Andy Jenkins gets another shot for the match. This time 1-2-1. Bullseye for the match.
89.
Elects to leave the bullseye alone. He plays the percentage shot.
Time.
And it was a good gamble. Now Andy Jenks gets 3 more match darts.
Right, 1 dart.
He only needs 1, and Andy Jenkins did all his damage in the opening 2 legs, a finish of 144 and a finish of 105, which gave him the breathing space he needed. He missed 3 match darts in the previous leg, but he gets over line in that leg, and Andy Jenkins now has 2 wins from 2. Coming up next, we see the Players' Championship champion Paul Nicholson from 2011 take on former World Youth champion James Hubbard. Yeah, we're about to get underway with our sixth match. Day 2 of this week's Icon of Darts Live League. We've just seen Andy Jenkins cement his place at the top of the table with a 5-2 victory over Aaron Monk. Yesterday's table topper, Paul Nicholson, has won 1 from 2, but his most impressive display yesterday was against James Hubbard with a 100-plus average. James Hubbard just hasn't got going today. He played well in parts against Aaron Monk, but was disappointing against Diogo Portela. He hoped for a better performance here. He will hope for a better performance here because he really tailed off at the end of that match. Paul Nicholson lost out on the last leg decided to Andy Jenkins. And starts proceedings here with a ball.
It's outside.
And Paul Nicholson will have the darts. And this is our sixth match of today's session. We've got Diogo and Aaron coming next. Then we see James Hubbard end his campaign against Andy Jenkins. Paul Nicholson plays Aaron Monk. And then Diogo finishes off against Andy Jenkins.
140.
A bit into the groove here with his first 3 darts. A reminder, MODUS Darts 180 on Twitter and Live Darts, giving you plenty of updates of the Icons of Darts Live League. Give them a follow. I've got the first maximum from the asset.
120. I just had to check, so.
And James Hubbard just checking his score there. He wasn't sure if his point had landed in the treble.
$57.
So good start from both players here. This is good from Hubbard.
145.
And switches to the 25 at his last start. Leaving a 2-darter. So Nicholson now is not going to take the 164. Opportunity. Paul just pausing here.
64.
Paul rounds off his score to 100. So James Hubbard for an early break. He's not going to get a chance. So Paul Nicholson returns for a 10. He's going to get 2 darts at the opening leg.
80.
And he can't quite find the double 10 after missing top. So James Hubbard now returns his first dart at a double in this match. He set up the 96. Got to get the job done here, though. He does with his second dart. And that's a 14-dart breaker throw from James Hubbard, despite a 180 from Paul Nicholson. He leads early, but he led early against Diogo and couldn't consolidate the break. That's what he's got to do here.
$134.
That's a good way to start a leg where you're trying to hold after breaking. James Hubbard would have been very disappointed with his performance against Diogo Portela after playing well against Aaron Monk. Yes, he lost 5-3, but he played well. His average peaked at around 102, 103 in that match. It's currently 112, but we're a leg and 6 darts in.
60.
Get carried away.
$60.
$140.
James Hubbard It's looking like taking a 2-leg lead here.
'93.
'97.
97 for Hubbard brings him down to 70, and he's got time. Paul Nicholson not happy with that dart. But what he won't do is panic at this stage. I've said it in his previous games.
7.
Yesterday, everything went his way and he cleaned up, but he has been good at digging in games when it's not particularly pretty on the average. He just finds a way to get over the line. This could be one of those games. But nowhere near on double 16, but he's going to be back. Paul Nicholson just trying to apply a little bit of pressure, but
89.
he'd probably be thinking about the next leg now, just getting a leg on the board. But Hubbard runs the risk of getting embroiled here if he comes down. That's always the risk when you come inside on double 6, and this is awkward coming back. If Paul doesn't take the 145, he's not out with this leg. He's not going to take the 145, but James Hubbard won't be standing there comfortably waiting to go for 3.
91.
He's got the 1, now needs the double. Last start.
Game shot and 3.
And James Hubbard eventually gets over the line. Made a bit of a mess of that one, but credit to him tidying up. 1-1-1. Not an easy finish. Curtis, that messing around on a double bring James' average right down, but he won't be too concerned by that. He leads by 2 legs to 0.
'78.
'96.
Paul Nicholson, who's reverted back to his English nationality now. We had some great times playing under the Australian flag. He got to a World Cup final. They had darts to win the World Cup. They were solid performers, him and Simon Whitlock, a real good side, tough to beat. And probably in 2012, that was their year to get over the line in a World Cup final. They couldn't quite find the winning double.
86.
We've seen Paul involved in some crackers at the World Cup.
'96.
And he's well on his way to having the deficit here. 179 plus these.
139.
So 139 from Paul Nicholson. And this is what I keep saying. Keep harping on, but he's working his way into games well.
42.
And Hubbard can forget about this leg. Paul to get within 1.
Game in 1.
And does. 13 dart leg. Impressive from Nicholson. He's off and running in his 3rd match of the afternoon.
'96.
Paul Nicholson, who lost his tour card at the back end of 2018 in very unfortunate circumstances. So many scenarios had to go against him at the World Championship. Victories,
140.
big runs for Devon Peterson, Luke Humphreys, Nathan Aspinall, Paul Nicholson getting dropped out of the top 64. And had he beaten Kevin Burness in his game, he would have secured his tour card. And I think he'd have been solidly placed on the tour now. He's very unlucky over that Christmas, but accepts he didn't do enough. He didn't make excuses, credit Paul Nicholson. He's had a year out the game. He's coming back now, and he played really well yesterday, and he's like I said, won the league phase now 4 occasions, the
134.
daily league phase. He hasn't managed to really be challenging at the back end of the week. But the fact he's won 5 games from 6 already this week puts him in a position to challenge.
95.
He's got 2 more games today. Well, 1.5. He's trailing to James Hubbard here, and he's got to play Aaron Monk. If he can record 2 victories, he'll be on 7 from 8 going into his day off tomorrow. Be in a great position.
40.
We welcome back Adam Huckvale tomorrow. And the first session, as always, gets underway at 11 a.m. We switch over. Chris Mason calls the action tomorrow in the Icon of Darts Live League, and I'll be doing a night at the darts. All streamed on dartshop.tv. So apologise for any issues we've had today, but have been addressed. Paul Nicholson looking to level up the match. And he leaves 87, so James Hubbard will start on the 18s. He should start on the 18s. I think he was starting on the 18s, but I was away with that.
84.
Nicholson,
Game in 2.
yeah, gets the treble 17, gets the double 18, and he levels up this match back-to-back legs in 13 and 14 darts. And we're 2 legs apiece. James Hubbard hasn't really had a look in the last 2 legs, and that'll be a concern of his. Has played some good stuff in parts today.
93.
Not really in the Diego Portela game, but he started well here, and he's really good against Aaron Monk. Aaron was just the better player, 97 average. Hubbard had about 91, 92. It can be tough in this format when you suffer a string of defeats. I went through it
100.
in the first week of the MODUS Icon Live League of Darts. I managed to find a couple of wins on the last day, and might take winning a scruffy game for James Hubbard just to feel relaxed.
42.
Getting a little bit frustrated with himself here. He has a long time out the game, playing at this sort of level.
$60.
140.
140 for Hubbard.
$43.
There's a mistake from Paul. So James Hubbard now, if he can back up that 140, well, he should be first to a finish anyway after this visit. But he wants to leave it handier than...
93.
Yeah, and that was a dangerous switch, really, should we say, because had he not found the treble 18, he'd left 165. I think he gambled. He obviously... So don't blame sometimes. If you're not feeling confident, is there any point in trying to leave 164 on a percentage shot? Try and find a treble. So 19 for James.
64.
Yeah, he couldn't find the treble. So he leaves 65. Paul Nicholson 100. We've seen him miss on double tops and double 10 for this earlier on in the match. He's in the treble again. They've got one more dart at tops for a third leg on the trot to lead for the first time. He doesn't find it. So Hubbard now to move back in front. And he would have felt 6-9 darts ago the game was slipping away from him. Always the case. You find the balls on the 65, but he's going to still get a dart double 4. Just goes inside.
21.
These are big moments in this match in particular.
61, sorry.
61 score to leave 4. Nicholson to jump in and reel off 3 legs. Last start.
No score.
He wasn't really close on those attempts at double top. Another go. Seen him finish on double 1 in this match. Is he going to finish on double 2? He's bust his score. It's a 15 with his first dart. Just rush that dart maybe, James. And this is a scrappy leg, but Paul will not mind if he hits this double top.
Give him 1.
He finds it. Messy leg, but Paul Nicholson won't care. He leads by 3 legs to 2. Still to come, Diego Portela, Aaron Monk next. Andy Jenkins, James Hubbard. Paul Nicholson versus Aaron Monk. And then Portela versus Andy Jenkins to round things off. James Hubbard finds his first maximum of the match.
One, 3, 1.
One, 3, 1.
Credit James Hubbard, and we see back-to-back scores of 1-3-1. He's got a lead of 180.
81.
James Hubbard with a poor visit there, but he's still got a good cushion in this leg. It's all about what Paul does here.
58.
James Hubbard doing his best to let Paul back in this leg. A 140.
$82.
Picks off a treble with his last dart to leave a finish, Paul Nicholson. Surely James was down the treble 20. He has. Double 16. Double 8.
84.
Oh, and just can't find the double 8. He'd be expecting to return. Seen a 144 from Andy Jenkins today. This would eclipse that. Can't find the treble 19.
97.
James Hubbard has looked edgy on the outer ring today, so double 4.
Game 1.
And he finds it with his first dart. Good leg for James, because he led 2-0. He's lost 3 legs and starting to get a little bit dispirited.
$60.
$78.
$100.
Cagey game. Paul Nicholson has the dart and has the slightly better average by 6 points.
100.
And you feel just seems that a little bit more comfortable than James Hubbard at this stage. The scores are level, but James very patchy.
140.
$140.
Cursing that James Hubbard 140. He's got a slight lead. these next 6-9 darts for both players.
45.
Biggest of the match so far coming up. And door ajar for James Hubbard. Got to get a treble.
57.
Yeah, he'd be disappointed with that.
$120.
Just misses the double 18 for a 156. So Hubbard gets a chance at the 126. He should have left this hand here. Treble 19 leaves the ball nowhere near the treble 19s. He's just got to tidy up with a
98.
treble 16 or a treble 20, and he elects for treble 20. Won't be expecting to return. Nicholson, double 18.
Given one.
And he finds it with his first dart. Impressive stuff from Paul. He leads again by 4 legs to 3.
$85.
Hasn't been all that fluent today from Paul. He's had to work a lot harder today for his results. He got a result in defeating Portela.
140.
And in the 8th leg of that match, he hit a 180 to make his move. He's done it in this leg as 8th leg again. Can he close out victory against James Hubbard? It's been a gritty performance from Paul Nicholson. Flashes of brilliance again from James Hubbard. Consistency, but he lacks a lot of competitive games. He's just going to have to work himself up to that level again.
125.
It's not right James Hubbard off in this game just yet, though.
$91.
Good second dart from James.
76.
Went for the ball to lead tops with the last dart. Leaves himself 65. 86 scored from James Hubbard. What a way to finish this would be. Paul Nicholson has already hit a 170 in the live league.
105.
On this occasion. Both on 65, but importantly, James Hubbard gets first crack. He hit the ball on this combination earlier. It'll be a 10 or a 6, or maybe even a 14. Surely under these circumstances, 10 or a 6. Went for 14, double 16 to send us to a 9th leg. And he finds it. Good composure from James Hubbard. He's dug in well there. And we are in a last leg shootout involving Paul Nicholson for the second time today. He lost out to Andy Jenkins 5-4 earlier on, but on this occasion, he throws first.
$93.
Yeah, and picks up the treble 18 with his last start. Good switching around the board from Nicholson. Not trying to find trebles that he can't see.
57.
James Hubbard electing to go the same way, but not the same outcome. He can't find a treble. Paul has a little bit of a lead already. He threw out in style against Diogo Portela earlier. A 180 and a 134 in that leg. He comfortably clinched victory. He'll be looking to do the same again. But Hubbard could add some pressure with a treble visit.
60.
And not the time to go missing on the red bit for James Hubbard.
$85.
$58.
And 9 darts for James Hubbard without a treble when you need to break through to win the match is far from ideal. Paul's hardly scored brilliant, but He leads. He's probably thinking a treble a visit
78.
is going to be enough. Picks off another treble, forcing James Hubbard now to hit a 140 minimum feel. He's got one treble. Make that two. Big visit coming up for James Hubbard.
180.
What a time for James Hubbard to pick up his second maximum of the match. He's first to a finish. Paul Nicholson has to respond. Not at the minute. He may look.
57.
He looked at the ball with his last dart and hit a 57. That's awkward. James may feel he's got 6 darts at 146 and he's going to need 6. But he's got to leave this handy. 80 scored, 66 remaining. His first victory of the day. Look at treble 10. He went for treble 14. He's just got to wait now. Paul Nicholson, 18, treble 18 to start. 18 or the treble 18, I should say. Treble 20 for the bull. And it's not going to go. So James Hubbard is going to get 2 match darts. Pick your route, James. 20 or 12? 20. Double 16. One more dart remaining for his first victory of the day.
20 scored.
And he can't find it. Two match darts gone. Come and gone for James Hubbard. Can Paul Nicholson jump in and take advantage? He's missed the 18. He needs a treble 19 for double 10 or treble 15 for 32. It's with 2 darts. Pick your own route. It doesn't matter. He went for the treble 19. If you had 2 darts and 3 darts in hand, treble 19's the way. But with 2, you might as well go either way. James Hubbard now, more match darts. Double 8. Sense a bit of nerves. But James Hubbard finds the double 8 to clinch victory. He dug in deep in that game. He trailed Paul Nicholson by 3 legs to 2 and by 4 legs to 3, but he eventually gets over the line. James Hubbard picks up his first victory of the day. He's off and running in the live League of Darts today. We're just about to get underway with our 7th game of the afternoon. Diego Portela, who's won 1 from 2, as is Aaron Monk. Both their victories coming against James Hubbard, who we've just seen off the mark defeating Paul Nicholson. It's Andy Jenkins who's out in front. He's got 2 wins from 2. He's coming up next against James Hubbard. And then he wraps things up against Diego Portela in the last game of the afternoon. But he's in a good position at the minute. Aaron Monk disappointed with his performance against Andy Jenkins, but all the damage was done by Jenks early on with 2 ton-plus finishes. Diego Portela, it's a 25 going for the bullseye.
Bullseye.
Aaron Monk replies with the bullseye, so Aaron Monk will throw first in our 7th match of this first session. Reminder, a night of the darts is on our screens from 6 p.m. tonight. Scott Mitchell and Dave Evans kicking things off.
Ton.
Chris Mason in the commentary box. Portela dug in deep against James Hubbard. He trailed 3-2 and then reeled off 3 legs to win 5-3.
140.
Quick recap. We've got Andy Jenkins on 2 wins, then Paul Nicholson, James Hubbard, Diego Portela and Aaron Monk all on 1 win, but obviously one of them players will add another victory here.
100.
Good start from both players. 6 darts in. 2 tons for Portela. A ton 40 and a ton for Aaron. Reminder, Aaron Monk was 2nd overall last week behind the impressive Jason Askew. He got underway last night.
99.
Did well, 2 wins from 4. He had no answer to his 2 defeats against Koltsov and Neiman, but was impressive in his 2 victories.
97.
Good player, Jason Askew. One to look out for. Aaron Monk making all the early run in here.
$24.
$128.
And Portela can't emulate Andy Jenkins in finishing 1-4-4 against Aaron Monk, but he has left it handy. And Monk's missing.
Game in 3. Come on.
Finds it with his 3rd dart. And a holder throw. Oh, the Mad Monk.
$97.
$121.
Andy
100.
Jenkins said on 2 wins from 2, and he's got Hubbard and Portela left to play. He's up next against James Hubbard.
70.
But wraps up his day's work against Andy Jenkins next, looking for a 2nd win of the day. What would be a repeat victory over Andy, who he defeated from 4-1 down yesterday. Big ask today, though. Andy's playing well.
140.
Andy Jenkins has done well. Any little setback he does have, he's recovering well.
135.
Big visit for Aaron, but Portela's on a finish, 164. He's going to just stay on the trebles, even if he had to hit one with his 1st dart.
100.
A straight turn for the Brazilian. Aaron Monk can apply some pressure, and he is doing so. 80 score.
37.
Finds a treble 19 to leave double 19. Taylor's hit a 7, so 17 for tops. Tops to level up.
Gaming 3.
Finds it. Good third dart from Diego Portela. A good holder throw from Diego there.
59.
Diego was a bit wayward going for the 16. Hit a 7, but just straight away refocused on the 17 for
100.
tops and levels up this match. He said on his social media page last night there was too many
83.
60s, 59s, 58s, 57s of yesterday. He's trying to address that today. I'd say he's improved today.
140.
Now has a bit of a lead on the Aaron Monk
Yeah,
throw.
55. Good darts.
Aaron Monk showing signs of frustration, which will offer more encouragement to Portela.
97.
Yeah, reaching down the board, leaves 164 again.
Turn.
Diogo left 164 in the previous leg. Hit a straight turn, then took the 64. You take that again now.
100.
Turn for Portela.
180.
180 for Monk. He's 24. But for the second leg in succession, Portela wants 64. And he's going to the last dart again.
44.
And this time he can't hit it with his last dart. Kicking himself, Diogo. He's played a pretty good leg here. Well, a very good leg, in fact, but just can't convert.
Game in
That
1.
180 forces the error. Aaron Monk gets rid of 204 in 4 darts.
$140.
Turn.
Good start to the leg from Diogo.
100.
And a steady turn there. Now Portela's average up above 100 here.
Come
3
on,
legs
30.
in. Aaron's very patchy, very inconsistent, but he does have the lead. Good spell of play from Diogo.
177.
Yeah, good visit again. Potential of an 11 dart leg here for the Brazilian.
140.
Aaron, even with that, it's nowhere near Diogo. 84 now for 2 legs apiece. Be looking at a treble 16 or a treble 8. Gets the treble 16. Double 8 now.
68.
Misses, but that's fine. Needs a treble to leave a finish here, Aaron.
60.
Can't find one, so Portela plenty of time to level up this match again.
Jacking 1.
He does with his first dart. Impressive holder throw from the Brazilian. His 2 legs on throw have been 13 and 15 darts. He did have a dart to break as well in leg 3. But we are level.
Turn.
2 legs apiece.
$60.
Turn. Come on, Aaron.
Important victory, important game for either player. If they have any aspiration of finishing top today, they need to win their remaining 2 games.
81.
Turn.
3 straight turn to Aaron Monk. We're looking at a 5th consecutive leg on darts.
96.
137.
Even more so now, Aaron Monk with a healthy lead, 200 points ahead. He hit James Hubbard early in their game earlier, 3 180s in the opening 3 legs. He ended up with 4. He hit one in the deciding, well, the final leg of the match. He hit James Hubbard early in their game. Andy Jenks hit Aaron early in their game. Finishes of 144 and 105 did the damage. That's why Andy Jenks sits top of the group at the minute.
140.
Game in 1.
And Taylor was down to 64 for the 3rd time in this match, but this time doesn't get a shot. Aaron Monk leads by 3 legs to 2.
$83.
Aaron Monk not hanging around. He's straight to the off.
180.
It's a maximum to start the leg. His 2nd of this match. It's 8th of the day. He hit 4 against James Hubbard, 2 against Andy Jenkins. He's hit 2 in this game.
Or 40.
Aaron Monk is making his move on the Portela throw here. Diogo needs minimum score of 150 to leave a finish. He's not going to get that. Aaron Monk now has complete control of this leg. He should now make this count and lead by 4 legs to 2. It's down to 81. Potential 11 data incoming, and all Diogo can do is try to apply some pressure. You feel a ton 40 is needed minimum.
58.
That relieves Aaron of any pressure. There it is, the 11 dart leg. Aaron Monk breaks at a pivotal time. 4-2 to the 2011 World Youth Champion.
Uh, 60.
Coming up next, we see the 2012 Youth Champion, James Hubbard.
60.
$96.
Diogo has to dig in deep here.
132.
And he is doing. This is his best performance in terms of average in the Icon of Darts Live League. His tournament average yesterday was 82.45. He's improved slightly on that today.
123.
And he's not done in this match yet.
134.
After that 11 dart hold, must have been thinking he was going to cruise to victory, but Diogo
$58.
111 for the match for Aaron, treble 17. Not going to go.
It's 47, 57, 64.
Diogo left this awkward. 1-2-8, an awkward finish. You hit the treble, you need another one. Treble 20 for the ball to stay alive.
92.
92 scored, leaves 36, but Aaron Monk is homing in on victory. Tops for a 5-2 victory. Finds it with his second dart. Aaron Monk registers his second victory of the day. He's got one more game to come against Paul Nicholson. Diego Portela, we will now see in our last match of the afternoon taking on Andy Jenkins. And speaking of Andy Jenkins, he's coming up next against the World Youth Champion of 2012, James Hubbard. Match number 8 features an only player on 100% record in today's group, Andy Jenkins. He takes on James Hubbard. He's had a bit of a mixed day, but he did pick up James Hubbard against Paul Nicholson, I should say. He came from 4 legs to 3 down to reel off the last 2. Andy Jenkins will be confident of finishing top of the league today. He's already beaten Paul Nicholson and Aaron Monk. James Hubbard's next, and then Diogo Portela. But reminder, Jenks led James Hubbard 4 legs to 1 yesterday and couldn't get the job done. He won't be wanting a repeat today. He's been playing well. Andy Jenkins was impressive in the early stage, and he's down 4-4 on a 105, and that did the damage. Aaron Monk couldn't recover. Jenks 5-2 win. Recap: we just Diogo Portela impressively 97 average, and it was pretty steady 95 and a bit. It was a good game, but it's Andy Jenkins who gets us looking for the 3rd win of the day.
100.
Starts with a 10. This is James Hubbard's last game of the day. He'll be back tomorrow. Paul Nicholson, reminder, his day off tomorrow.
57.
Welcome back from Huckvale.
$55.
Remember, give MODUS 180 a follow on Twitter. Plenty of events to look forward to at the back end of the year. Featuring the likes of Taylor, Arneveld, Michael Van Gerwen.
$100.
Turn for Hubbard, but it's Jenks got the lead. And even more so now. Maximum number 1 for Andy Jenkins.
$180.
Back comes Hubbard. It might not make a difference.
16.
It does make a difference. James Hubbard, as he did in his previous game, will get a chance to break early. He did against Paul Nicholson. Can he take the chance here? It's going to be double top. He finds it. A 14-dart break from James Hubbard. And that 180 that fired back at Jenks forced the error. He leads by a leg to 0 here. Hubbard can close out victory here. He'll be ready for day 3 this week, feeling a lot more confident.
$59.
Victory for James Hubbard would offer Aaron Monk hope of being able to win the league phase today.
140.
$100.
$100.
James Hubbard's got to be wary. They are rare misses at doubles from Andy Jenkins. Been pretty efficient on the finishing. We've seen that in evidence today.
123.
And he's down to a 2-darter, but Hubbard again. Expect to get a dart for this leg, and he will do. It's going to be a double 10, though. He's gone too high, but he won't mind. Double 10 for the 120.
Game shot in 3.
And he consolidates that breaker throw. Big finish from James Hubbard. Composed himself well. And he holds his throw and leads 2 legs to 0.
44.
$60.
Both players have hit 4 180s apiece today. 1 each in this match.
100.
10 for Andy. James Hubbard can break again here. He's got a real cushion in this match.
100.
And he won 1 from 4 yesterday. That was against his opponent here, Andy Jenkins.
60.
Big score here. And it's going to be a big score, but just how big?
140.
140, a lead of 96. Hubbard playing some great stuff early on here. Jenks responds with a 1040 of his own. And he's down to finish, but Hubbard will be thinking 6 darts from here. May look at 25 here.
105.
He does sensibly. That leaves 96. 2 data. Obviously, he stays on the 20s. 101 to 2 data, but
55.
they're going to go 51 balls. So Hubbard now treble 20 for double 18. He's gone in a treble 1, so treble 19 now. Not going to get a go, and he'll be wary of how efficient Andy Jenkins is on these sort of finishes.
47.
49 scored from James Hubbard, 47 left. Jenkins's going to get a go. James Hubbard's going to get 2 darts. He should get 2 darts to lead 3-0 here.
52.
It's 49, I think. 47 left. Yeah.
James is checking the score. Confirmed 47. This is for 3-0. And a second breaker throw. 15 for double 16.
Shot into it.
He gets it with his first dart. James Hubbard has broken twice here against Andy Jenkins. And is well on course to complete back-to-back victories today and back-to-back victories over Andy Jenkins. Actually, he defeated Andy yesterday. He's just defeated Paul Nicholson.
134.
And he starts this leg with a 1-3-4. Andy Jenkins under massive pressure here.
85.
$57.
Can't find a treble on this occasion. Got to stay focused, James. Consolidate that break. He's drifting again here. Got to keep himself together here, James Hubbard. Picks off a treble 19. He'll feel better about himself after that last start.
117.
Good switching down the board from Andy. Finds 2 treble 19s after a treble 1, but still behind.
100.
Hubbard first to a finish, 1-3-2.
180.
Andy finds his second maximum of the match. Looking to claw back one of those breaks of throw. And he's going to get a chance now. Hubbard can't find a 25 or a ball with that first dart.
57, 77, 94.
94 score. Andy knows this has to go. Tops now to get on the board.
Aiming 2.
He finds it with his second dart. And Andy Jenkins instantly gets one of those breaks of throw back. Clinical leg from Andy Jenkins. Trails 3 legs to 1.
84.
45.
140.
Jenks picked up the pace a bit here. Looking for back-to-back legs to get within 1 of Hubbard.
60.
140.
Jenks really isn't messing around in this leg. 1-3-7 after 9 darts thrown, and Hubbard is way back on 3-9-6. We forget about this leg now. Andy Jenks looking to get within 1.
45.
Hubbard can't leave a finish.
58.
Needed a minimum of 140 there. On a 2 treble visit. So Andy now
Game in 3.
5 double 6 and back-to-back legs. Andy Jenkins gets to within 1. This is Hubbard's darts. It's a big leg now for James Hubbard. He started the last leg on his darts with 134. He probably relaxed a little too much.
58.
Credit Andy Jenkins. He hit a 180 and a 117. And got rid of the 60. He finished off the leg well. James Hubbard is missing now. He's just got to keep himself together here.
60.
58 and 60. And look at Jenks go here.
40.
Jenks has really picked it up from 3-0 down.
$58.
9 darts thrown for Hubbard and no treble. And Jenks has wrestled the dart away from him.
40.
He's in the ascendancy now. Andy Jenks' average creeping up. Over 98 now.
60.
So Hubbard open with the first 3 legs. Is Jenks going to close out the next 3 legs? He's well on his way here. Hubbard, the treble's drying up for him here. Coming down the board. He's going to leave a finish, but
133.
to leave 132.
32.
And Jenks misses, so outside chance for Hubbard. 25 on a ball with his first dart. Gets to 25, treble 19. He can't find the treble 19.
64.
Too many loose visits, too many scores without a treble for Hubbard. And we're looking like we're going level. Good markers for Andy.
3.
Finally use those markers with the last dart, and 3 legs on the trot now for Andy Jenkins. Levels up this match at 3 legs apiece. Andy
85.
Jenkins throws first here, scores 85.
Oh, 41.
41 for James. The frustration starting to creep in now, and it does. When you've led 3-0 and you can't find anything.
100.
Turn for Andy Jenkins. I think that 4th leg was key. James broke to go 3-0 and he started well in leg 4 and was hoping to be 4-0 up. All of a sudden, Jenks in no time has reeled this game back level. And looking to hit the front for the first time. And the trebles are drying up for the man from Norfolk.
60.
60.
Back-to-back 60s, but Jenks can afford one. Hubbard really can't. He needs a 180 just to leave a finish.
100.
A turn, he's back in that red bit, but not enough at this stage, I feel.
100.
Yeah, Jenks leaves it handy. This is a real good passage of play from Andy from 3-0 down. And in contrast, it's dried up a bit for James.
Game in 2.
Andy Jenkins now has reeled off 4 legs and he hits the front for the first time in this match. And a loose start again from James, and that's been the story since he
81.
led 3-0. All he can hope for now is to force a deciding leg and hope he can repeat
140.
yesterday's heroics in that deciding leg.
$100.
100.
Turn 40 and a turn for Andy.
$100.
A turn for Hubbard. Is Andy going to reel off 5
100.
legs on the spin to clinch a 3rd victory of the day? He's down to a finish, but big visit here from James. Put pressure on that finish. That won't be Andy.
100.
He's 120, and he has finished this already in this match.
100.
Needs the treble. He's got to move. That's awkward. Treble 20. Can't find it. Andy Jenkins is going to get match darts. 1, maybe 2.
56.
Will he look at treble 15 or the 25? He went the treble 15, so 14 for double 16. Double 16. And Andy Jenkins successfully reels off 5 legs on the trot. He trailed 3 legs to 0, but from there he dominated the match. He wins 5-3. Andy Jenkins sits firmly on top of the table now with 3 wins from 3. He closes out the action this afternoon in the last game against Diogo Portela. But coming up, we've got Aaron Monk taking on Paul Nicholson. And it's the penultimate game of the afternoon. Paul Nicholson taking on Aaron Monk. Aaron Monk's still got an
That's
outside
25.
chance of topping the league phase today, but he's relying on a favour
25.
from Diogo Portela. But he's got to keep up his end of the bargain here. He needs to beat Paul Nicholson and hope Portela can defeat Andy Jenkins in the last match of this afternoon. Paul Nicholson, who clean sweep through yesterday, has only picked up one victory today, and that was in the opening match against
That's the
Diogo
ball.
Portela. He's since suffered defeats to Andy Jenkins and to James Hubbard. But it's the asset Paul Nicholson who's getting us underway here.
$180.
A fast start from Paul Nicholson.
Time.
$58.
Aaron Monk's two victories have come against James Hubbard and Diogo Portela.
On 40.
He lost out to Andy Jenkins, but he has hit 8 180s today, Aaron. But the early exchanges really cost him the game against Andy. Credit Andy Jenkins and big
46.
finishes, and Andy Jenkins would look to cap off a fine day's work in his last game.
140.
Despite that 180 start from Paul Nicholson, visits a 58 and 46. See Aaron Monk first to finish.
$81.
Game in 3.
Aaron Monk takes out the 1-2-1. So after an impressive opening 3 darts from Paul Nicholson, it's Aaron Monk who breaks with ease in the end, courtesy of a 1-2-1 finish. He leads here. That's a cap off a 12 dart leg. So impressive stuff from Aaron.
$58.
140.
Some 40 for Aaron again. He settled really well here, despite that opening maximum from Paul Nicholson. Aaron making all the early running.
$59.
180.
Aaron Monk fires in his first maximum of the match. And he's on 1-2-1 after 9 darts again. He hit it for the 12 dart in the first leg. Can he do it in leg 2?
40.
Again, under no real pressure. Paul way back on 2-4-4.
Uh, 62.
So Monk will return to open up a 2-leg gap.
36.
And he's got time. Probably won't need time. Double 10.
Oh, Aaron Monk. 49.
Does need time. I'm happy leaving double 5. Paul can apply some pressure now. Double 5's an awkward double. But Paul, since that 180, has found a 1040, but not a lot else.
44.
Game on 1.
And Aaron closes out leg 2, this time in 16 darts, and leads by 2 legs to 0. Paul Nicholson
60.
trailed James Hubbard by 2 legs to 0, but then worked his way back into the leg, but then just couldn't get over the winning line. Got to be wary here. This is a different sort of threat. Aaron Monk
180.
averaging up over 100. Paul Nicholson finds his second max.
60. Come on.
I'm looking for back-to-back maximums here, Paul.
180.
And finds back-to-back maximum. So 3 legs for Paul Nicholson, but yet to register a leg, but he should do on this occasion. 43 to get off and running. In what is his final game till Thursday? Reminder, Paul Nicholson's day off tomorrow. Adam Huckvale returns. Double 16 for an 11 darter. It is an 11 dart. Impressive leg from Paul Nicholson. Acknowledged there by Aaron Monk. It's 2-1 now.
$58.
$140.
$97.
So Paul with a 140 start. Back-to-back 140s. Give him a good advantage.
140.
And it is back-to-back 140s. Paul Nicholson working his way slowly into this match. His average now up above 100. He's been impressive in the last leg and a half. Despite that 1-2-1, he leads Aaron Monk. This is a slip. This could be careless. 6 scored so far for Paul. Traction 16. That's a treble 5.
35.
Kind of undoes his good work in this leg, Paul Nicholson. It's up to Aaron Monk to pounce.
48.
Aaron doesn't pounce. Lets Paul off.
$100.
Last game of the afternoon for this pair. 2 wins for Aaron. 1 win for Paul.
He tries to meet in the treble. 60.
Frustration creeping in for Aaron Monk. But credit Paul Nicholson. He's contributed to that frustration. He's played better from 2 legs down. We've seen an 11 dart leg. Potentially, I'm going to be a 15 now. Good save with that second dart at the ball. And he tidies up really well. Good spell from Paul Nicholson from 2-0 down. And levels up at 2 apiece.
$100.
$99.
Paul Nicholson won the league phase with 4 wins from 4 yesterday. If he can clinch victory here in the overall league, be on 12 points from a possible 16. And I think he'd have took that at the beginning of the week, knowing that Wednesday was his day off, and he can come back feeling fresh on Thursday.
58.
And he's turned this game around here. He did trail 2-0. Got it back to 2-2 and leads in leg 5. Andy Jenkins. If Paul does win here, he goes on to 12 points. But Andy Jenkins can go level with Paul on 12 points with a victory over Diogo Portela in our match is coming up next, which is our last match of the Icons of Darts Live League for today. As I mentioned, we welcome back Adam Huckvale tomorrow, and he gets things off and running at 11 a.m. on dartshop.tv against James Hubbard. Mine will be Chris Mason
81.
taking you through the action tomorrow. Also, Chris Mason taking you through the action tonight on a night of the darts, which is from 6 p.m. Paul now 8-8 for a third consecutive leg. Can't
67.
quite find it, but no biggie. He'll be back.
Turn.
Three legs on the trot. He finds the third leg on the trot. Paul Nicholson from 2-0 down now leads 3-2. He did the same against James Hubbard from 2-0 down. Led 3-2, led 4-3, but wouldn't close out. He'll be wary that he won't want to repeat here.
137.
$43.
Good start to the leg from Aaron Monk.
Turn. Come on.
$100.
Aaron getting frustrated, but he's in control of this sixth leg, so no need to hit the panic button just
60.
yet. Paul Nicholson just taking his time. Drifting to a 5. A little bit scrappy from
43.
Paul in this leg. 2 visits of 43 and a turn. Expect Aaron Monk to close in this leg from here. Paul starting on the 25.
65.
Knowing that 2 treble 20s could have left 170 to 145, but wasn't accurate on the 20.
Game of 3.
And Aaron hits a 104. And they're in at 3 apiece. Two ton plus finishes for Aaron Monk. A 1-2-1 in the opening leg. We've just seen 104 in that leg. Paul Nicholson starting well here.
80.
Finds his third 180 of the match. His fourth, I should say. He had back-to-backs in the third leg.
Turn.
$48.
Again, don't back it up.
Turn.
I talked about this last night. frustrating as a player when you hit a 180 and just can't back it up with any sort of treble visit on the next 3 darts. Paul Nicholson's done exactly that here. He's back in the red bit. Needs another treble to leave a finish.
47.
Yeah, he can't quite find one.
$140.
And Aaron Monk's first to a finish, courtesy of that 140 visit. A good 140 as well, because he looked blocked with that first dart.
$140.
140 for Paul. He's down to 2 darter, so Paul applies pressure to Aaron Monk, force him to hit the 161. Not going to go. Treble 19, maybe the last dart. Treble 15, or may go for the bull. 80 scored for Aaron. And for the treble 19, he'll just sit back now and hope that Paul misses. 14 will be the first target. Double 16. Let's go within 1. A victory, and he hits it. Good holder throw from Paul Nicholson. Paul's winning legs coming in 11, 15, 17 and 14 darts. And Aaron 12, 16 and 15.
$137.
And Aaron switches down the board effectively for a 137 start. Are we heading for a last leg decider here?
$57.
We've seen Paul already in 2 last leg deciders today and unsuccessful in both. Can he change that here? Or can he just close out the game 5-3? Got a bit of work to do if he's going to close it out in this leg. Aaron already with a fairly healthy lead. A lead of 180 to be precise. Still a healthy lead.
140.
For the 2011 World Youth Champion. A 124 incoming and 6 darts, possibly 9 for the 124, so no heroics needed for Aaron Monk here. 9 darts if he needs them.
84.
Paul Nicholson can't leave a finish, even with a maximum here. He's just got to get himself ready for the last leg decider, and crucially, he has the darts.
Game in 1.
And Aaron sends us to a deciding leg with a 13 dart leg. 4 legs apiece. Paul Nicholson throws first. His third nine leg decider today. As I've already said, he was unsuccessful in the first 2 against Andy Jenkins and James Hubbard. I won't be feeling at ease after that trebleless visit. Aaron Monk has a chance, and he's hit his treble. He hits 2 trebles. Aaron Monk's made his move.
$60.
Back-to-back 60s. Aaron Monk has wrestled the throw away from Paul Nicholson already. Here's Paul staring
59.
at a 3rd successive 5-4 defeat. Not count him out yet. That's into the treble 1, I think. And that's a treble 5. Not happening in this deciding leg for Paul Nicholson.
78.
Finds a treble. Good dart from Paul, because you could sense the frustration. Just keeps him in touch.
Ton.
Ton for Monk. 101 lead, but Paul, you'll see him start on the 19s here. Needs 2 trebles now. There's one. Another one of them leaves 170. Can't quite find him, but he still stays in touch. Still work for Monk to do, especially now.
41.
He does leave a finish, but he won't be happy with that, Aaron Monk. Let's Paul Nicholson back in. Can Paul Nicholson pile in here? This would hurt Aaron Monk. A visit of 1040 or more. 80 scored.
100.
10. This is going to be close. What's Aaron Monk got here? Not a lot with that first start.
85.
85 scored. Rescues the situation, Aaron, but will he get a shot at 76? Paul Nicholson, 108. Treble 19 for the double 16. He can't find it.
56.
And that leaves 52. Aaron Monk, 76 incoming for the match. Tops to close out victory here.
56.
He can't quite find it. So Paul Nicholson now. Is he going to win his first last leg shootout of the day? He won the opening match today against Portela, but that was 5 legs to 3. Since lost out in the last leg in his games against Hubbard and Jenkins. And he closes out victory here against Aaron Monk. And he ends the campaign with 2 wins out of 4. Paul Nicholson, who won 4 out of 4 yesterday, wins 2 today, takes his total league points up to 12. He'll be satisfied with that. We welcome him back on Thursday. His day off tomorrow. Coming up next, Portela and Andy Jenkins will be looking to clean sweep today with 4 wins from 4. And he could top the league phase with victory in our final matchup of this afternoon. Coming up, our final league match of the day, featuring Diego Portela and Andy Jenkins, who's already confirmed as top of league phase today. But a victory will see him tied in the overall league phase with Paul Nicholson with 12 points. Paul won 4 from 4 yesterday, 2 from 4 today.
25.
And Andy won 2 from 4 yesterday. He's won 3 from 3 so far. And we'll fancy his chance of completing 4 wins from 4 today. But Diogo played well in his last match against Aaron Monk. His average was as high as it's been, 95. He had his victory against James Hubbard in the game before that and had chances to lead
25.
Paul Nicholson 4-3. So although Portela won 2 from 4 yesterday, I feel his performance improved today with 1 win from 3, and he could still emulate yesterday's performance with 2 from 4. He gets us underway in the last match of this afternoon.
$100.
42.
Andy Jenkins had to dig in deep in his last matchup. He trailed James Hubbard 3 legs to 0, 2 breaks a throw as well, but then rattled off 5 legs. He's been impressive today, Andy.
51.
Jenkins. 43.
140.
41.
'Andy Jenkins just failing to find anything in his opening leg, so
138.
yeah, we'll probably just write this leg off. He'll keep checking away, but he's been around a long time, Andy. He won't worry about opening legs like this. Mine's a ton there, but he'll just forget about this one.
Check in 3 darts.
A good opening holder throw. Comfortable for Portela. 15 darts. Andy Jenkins nowhere near.
100.
Reminder, when we pick up tomorrow, Adam Huckvale returns. Paul Nicholson has his day off. Adam Huckvale's in the opening match tomorrow against James Hubbard. Hubbard who won 1 from 4 yesterday, but there were some good spells for the former World Youth Champion. He'll be disappointed with his last outing against Andy Jenkins because he led 3-0 and had the darts in leg 4 and couldn't find another leg.
36.
But definitely signs of improvements for James, as there has been for Diogo today.
180.
He finds his first maximum of this match.
$10.
Andy Jenkins there with just 10 score, and you heard his last dart bounce out the board. So he's staring at a deficit again early in the game, Andy Jenkins. Trail 3-0 in his last leg. It's looking every bit likely he's going to go down 2-0 here.
55.
Portela had a 15 dart in the first leg, potential 11 darter here. Double 6 for a 12 dart.
Checking 3 darts.
And that's a good holder, breaker throw from Diogo. He leads 2-0. Andy Jenkins has got nothing going in this match as of yet. Still early days. He trailed, as we said, James Hubbard 3-0.
140.
This is good stuff from Portela.
55.
Andy Jenkins struggling to find anything here.
135.
Portela, look at that average, up towards 116 or over 116. Better from Jenks, but Portela got minimum 6 darts at the 226. Probably chance I get 9.
137.
I was thinking he will get 9. Andy couldn't leave a finish off the 346. 89 for Portela. Double 16.
57.
Oh, could have been back-to-back 12 darters, but you won't be too worried.
60.
Only 60 for Andy. This is impressive from Portela. He's got to cap his leg off here. Double 16 coming in. And he hits it. Portela's really come out the blocks here. He leads 3 legs to nil. A 15 darts to open up, a 12 to break, and a 13 to hold. And Andy Jenkins, yet again, finds himself 3 legs to nil down.
97.
The last time he was 3 legs to nil down, he ran out 5 legs on the trot. But Diego Portela,
85.
I mean, better than Hubbard was at that time. James Hubbard led 3-0 and just the trebles deserted him. Andy Jenkins found a real purple patch from 3-0 down. Can he do it again? Because he'll be saying to himself, Portela won't be able to keep this up.
60.
He's got to up his game, but it starts here. Get the leg on the board.
96.
57.
180.
And there's Jenks' first maximum of the match. He's getting into this match now, and we should see him close the gap to 2. Taylor, worst leg of the match here, way back on 299. But he still has a breaker throw. He has the darts
59.
in the match as well.
Uh, 21.
21 score for Andy. We'll be back to have a look at double 4.
50.
Yeah, going 1.
And Jenks is finally off and running. 16 dart holder throw. So a quick recap of what we've seen today. Paul Nicholson opened up his campaign with a 5-3 victory over Portela. Then we saw Monk beat Hubbard 5 legs to 3. Jenks then beat Nicholson 5-4. Portela beat Hubbard 5-3. Jenkins then beat Monk 5-2. Hubbard defeated Paul 5-4. Monk beat Portela 5-2. Jenks beat Hubbard 5-3. Nicholson just closed out victories Darren Monk by 5 legs to 4. And currently we're watching Diogo Portela lead Andy Jenkins by 3 legs to 1.
134.
Taylor is keeping it up.
140.
Impressive from Diogo. This is his standout performance so far in the Icons of Darts Live League. Can he close it out?
93.
Picks up a treble 18 in his last start.
100.
Ton for Jenks, but not enough. Taylor will take a 94 score here. Or 98, just set up the shot.
$44.
And that's careless. Jenks will apply some pressure, surely. Needs a treble.
60.
116's Not too bad, but 90 coming in for Diogo. Will he get a shot? 2020 ball minimum. Bullseye for a 4-1 lead.
65.
Can't find the ball. So Andy Jenkins, he was getting outplayed just a leg and a half ago, can get within one. Double 18. He
98.
snatches up the double 18. You heard his reaction there. Pulled the dart low. So Portela now. 9 for double 8. No, one for double 12 on this occasion. Double 12.
2 darts.
And that's 4-1 Portela. He's one away.
$58.
$180. And Portela registers his second max of the match. And is he going to run out a 5-1 winner?
$100.
Backs at that 180 with a turn. Portela looking good here.
60.
If he wins this, he's won 4 from 8, so he'd be on 8 points. He'd take that as well because he only debuted yesterday. It was all a bit scrappy yesterday in his 2 victories, but he's been a little bit more clinical today, and this has been by far his best performance. Can he cap it off?
54.
He's 167, but
180.
Jenks back in the leg with a 180. Two maximums apiece.
27.
Yeah. Poor visit there from Diogo.
Game in 3.
Jenks closes out. The 103 finish. But Portela has the darts, and he has them in the deciding leg if we go to it.
60.
He'll hope not to, of course.
$99.
Can Andy Jenkins come back again?
60. It was 777.
Diogo just correcting his first score there.
60.
Back-to-back 60. So Andy Jenks has a chance here.
$60.
$100.
$59.
This is a cagey leg, Portela. He's found a ton.
100.
Finds another ton. What's Jenks got in reply?
140.
That's a good response. We've seen him already take out 144. We've seen him take out 103 in this match. 143 would get him the break he needs to try and level up the match. But Taylor has 61 remaining.
135.
He went for the treble 15. And if Jenks can't get rid of this 143, Diogo Portela.
45.
So match darts incoming for the Brazilian. 14 for double 16. There's the 14. Double 8. One more match dart remaining.
Checking 3 darts.
And Diogo Portela close out victory over the impressive Andy Jenkins today. He prevents Andy Jenkins from clean sweeping in the group today. Paul Nicholson is top of the overall standards. Jenks does win the league today, but Diogo Portela with 2 wins from 4 ends on a high. Reminder, 6 p.m. tonight, a night of the darts returns. Chris Mason taking you through the commentary, and that kicks off with David Evans taking on Scott Mitchell. And it's all streamed on dartshop.tv. Join us from 6.